Thank you so much. What a joy to move together. And sorry for the burnt waffles, Abigail, but thanks for getting into it. I would like to now hand over to Nari, who's also responsible for leading the next generation participants, and he's going to speak more to the program.
Thank you very much, Jen. I'm going to briefly explain quick history of the next generation now, so you can grab your water to drink. Now, let me share my slide. So those who join the open forum, I will explain very similar thing. So the next generation residential within a stage, there is some networks. So one of them is the next generation, and then within next generation, there is the next generation residency program. It is a professional development group program designed to support artistic and cultural networking, exchange, and collaboration between young and emerging artists within festival and other international settings. The first next generation program took place in 2008, and after that 3 years until 2011. So 23 artists from 17 countries gathered at the 16th A시te지 World Congress and Festival in Adelaide, Austria. You might see me, and today we have a Nina here. Nina is also in this picture. So the second one took place in Japan. Also, oh, sorry. Previous. The third next generation program took place in Linz, Austria. So A시teji has an A시teji World Congress and also A시teji Artistic Gathering. So you can join the next generation in these artistic gathering and World Congress. So what we do in the next generation residency program, young and emerging artists from different countries watch show together. So attend lectures, symposia, and forums together, take part in workshops, work with children and young people at school, share their experiences, create a manifesto, or write and produce plays together. We don't cover all of this, but I mean, depend on how many next generation people in that time. And also, if we can contact school, we go to school. However, sometimes it's difficult to contact school, so you may not go to school. But what is interesting is that after the next generation, they started to make a conversation through email personally, and some of them started to do make a collaborative work, like. For example, let me pick up where the Nina's. So Happy Ever After by Paula Curry and Nina Hajiani. So Paul was from Ireland, and Nina is from UK. What else? So Nina also created. My mother told me not to share with Finnegan Krockmeyer, Australia, and Jacob Bohen. He's also from Australia. So what I'm very after this, so we start next generation people. I expect next generation people in this program start conversation and create a collaborative work in the future. What the next generation looks like? Let's watch a video. So this is from 18th A시teji World Congress, also 2014, Next Generation Program in 2014. So next generation is really about, so for me at least, it's about friendship, creating friendships. And based on this friendship, these young artists create the future of theater young audiences together. Next generation program, this time, we invited 40 participants from 11 countries. And Jane and James are from the previous, as they said, they are alumni. So they are from the last next generation program and facilitate this session. So there are 12 new next generation people. But because this is online program, because of the time gap, sometimes they are difficult to attend our sessions. Thank you very much. So back to Jane.
Thank you so much, Nari. And I'm going to hand over to James to get us going into the next section.
Hello, everybody. Good morning, afternoon, night, middle of the night, back to morning across the world. My name is James and I'm based in Ireland. And myself and Jane are the next gen alumni from our time in Norway in 2019. I'm just going to briefly discuss a little bit about what we had planned and set out to do with the next gen over these Congress and some of the changes, I suppose, that had to be made due to the onlineness of the situation. So we set out to arrange sessions where initially we had 2 sessions per day to try and juggle the different time zones between the likes of Iran and Nigeria, Ireland, New York, South Africa, South Korea, Vietnam. Like, it was just which is an amazing part of what Asitej does. But when it comes to trying to get people together at the same time to be one big group, it's nigh impossible. So we set out different structures. So we had a welcoming event, and then within the Congress had planned to do things around creative tasks and leading towards some sort of devisings together. We wanted to try and share devising techniques or how people work so that participants might get an idea of who else in the group might be interesting for them creatively or in terms of collaborating. We also had a mentorship session, which was an opportunity for the next gen to hear from people who were at the Congress, who might inspire or lead to discoveries or, again, new connections. So we asked author, artist, researcher, and many things, Vivienne Huguero, to come and talk to us, along with Yvette Hardy. So we had a really good session yesterday where we learned, and not only conversation, but debate and a sharing of ideas that was really, I think, meaningful and enjoyable for the people involved. It has been not without difficulty, and it turns out that having 2 sessions per day to 2 time zones and therefore splitting numbers was not viable. We did struggle to get engagement, I think it's fair to say, from some of the next gen, and that's not it's not anybody's fault. We understand that there's Zoom fatigue is a real thing, and a lot of projects that were due to take place in 2020 have moved to 21, and I think even within the next gen group who were engaging, everybody had other things on. So the difference, I suppose, with being at the Congress is you are tunnel vision for what's happening around you, and everyone is on the same daylight hours, where we were kind of juggling the everybody's comings and goings. So it meant that we had to do less options per day. We kept the days that we had, but we couldn't really meaningfully offer 2 time slots, which means ultimately, occasionally somebody missed out. And overall, I suppose, because the Asitej went online, people who had signed up to come to the Congress, actually an online situation just wasn't for them. So it's been a massive learning curve for Jane and I. It's been an enjoyable one, and there's been some beautiful moments. And I suppose it's interesting coming to it from having a time in Norway, which as Next Gen was really great and hands-on, and we were together all the time, to something that is much more specific to individuals showing up or engaging in theatre. There's no sitting beside people in the theatre across the board. So yeah, that's kind of a little bit of where the Next Gen have been. I think Jane is going to show us something. Are you, Jane?
Yeah, so I'm just going to briefly talk about those moments. For James and I, we really wanted to focus on connection and connecting. But James and I also spoke about this theme and thinking around grieving in different ways, because for many of us, it's been a very difficult time, but again, not for everyone. So these were the kind of 2 ways we were thinking around how to hold space for people. So in our times when we came together just to play and connect, we just wanted to get a sense of how we think, how we made in the doing. And again, we try to limit as much talking necessarily, because different people could have access. So what I'm going to ask Abby to share for us is a little video that we've made from our time together. Please be aware, everything in that is improvised, absolutely everything. There's no planned, because sometimes, the Next Gen prepare a show for everyone. There's nothing planned in it. And sometimes we created in our session, and then we moved actually onto the WhatsApp platform, and some more ideas just went back and forth, especially audio recordings. So please understand that that is how you're watching. This little video is just all on the spur of the moment. So Abby, if I could ask you to please share that for us now, that'd be great.
One by one, we stand together, different faces in places across races, united by the world's children, promoting theatre for young audiences, I am your keeper. You are my keeper. In times like this, we are our brother's keepers. Our humanity comes to play. Come rain, come shine. This is how our battle is won.
Nhà của những hỗn loạn, nhà của những hỗn loạn nổi rộ. Khi người ta sợ hãi, người ta sẽ trở về nhà. Khi người ta sợ, người ta sẽ về nhà. Người ta sẽ về, người ta sẽ nhớ, người ta sẽ trở về và nhớ và của những dũng khí hỗn loạn.
I wish I could measure in some precision what I miss. I wish I could explain this strange feeling of loneliness, broken heart, and lack of savor. I wish I could give a name to this emptiness, this pitch dark stillness hovering above my head. I wish I had the courage and clarity to state what exactly I feel. But in between the deepest part of my soul and the uttermost part of my heart is a gulf yet to be named. Miss in.
A petal, your face, a fluttering heart. That's what I miss. A dark day, a white night. They are in full bloom, but I can see it. I'm not
等
there.
待，等待，等待聲音再次光臨，而我卻在家中獨自看着外面的世界，想念失去的聲音，想念失去的溫度。
없다는 것은 슬프다. 먹을 수 없다는 것은, 말할 수 없다는 것은, 볼 수 없다는 것은, 들을 수 없다는 것은, 자유로울 수 없다는 것은. 하지만 더 슬픈 건 그것이 없는 누군가가 슬프다는 것을 잊어버리는 우리다.
چشمشو باز کرد. خوشحال بود که به دنیا آمده. شروع کرد به جست و خیز کردن. روی گلامی غلتید، از درخت بالا میرفت، روی موج دریا دراز میکشید و بالا و پایین میپرید و فریاد میزد: آهای، من اومدم، این منم، آهای، آهای. اما هیچ موجودی از جاش تکون نخورد و هیچ صدایی هم شنیده نشد. ناراحت شد. با صدای آروم:
wọ́n ní àìsàn ọkàn ní òṣì, àmọ́ ẹ̀ ń jẹ́ kí àwọn èèyàn pàdánù àǹfààní rẹpẹtẹ. Àǹfààní láti lọ sí ilé ìwé, àǹfààní láti gbé ayé tó dára, àǹfààní láti sọ̀rọ̀ sókè. Ǹjẹ́ àìsàn ọkàn ní òṣì báyìí? Àbí àpéjọ àwọn ẹni ebi tí wọ́n ń tiraka láti fi ìbànújẹ́ sí ọkàn àwọn ọmọdé àti ará wọn?
So thank you so much to the next Jenners who were with us. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. And what we're going to do now is just briefly hear from Rebecca, Lynn Muhiko, and Aching. It's open to you to share as you like. Rebecca, can we start with you?
Very much. Thank you so much for putting together this clip. It reminds me of the times we have shared together, and it really means a lot to me. Thank you so much to the team. I feel honored. So my name is Rebecca Padunu from Nigeria. So I would say good morning from Nigeria. Once again, I would go by introducing myself briefly. I'm a Tiwaye practitioner in Nigeria, and I do stories, songs, and poems for children. Specifically, I lecture in a university where I teach students in the 3rd year about children's theater, basically child psychology, children's rights, and then they work with children in the neighborhoods and churches and schools. At the end of the day, they do some sort of festival where they bring all the children together for performance. Currently, I'm a master's student, and I'm doing my master using children's theater to investigate the cause and effect of aggressive behavior in children. Having said that, I really can't believe that today is a final session of the Next Geners, because the past few days as a Next Gener has been thought-provoking and quite insightful. I have been introduced to teamwork on a very deep level, and I have also seen authenticity in several works of TYA practitioners among the Next Geners, as well as other practitioners that have joined us in the open forum sessions. The level of compassion that I have for children has moved from 99.9 to 1001. Sincerely, through the forums we had discussing child poverty in different contexts across different countries. And of course, so many other things that we have discussed with other practitioners. Other things I have been exposed to over my time as a Next Gener include ethics of TYA, variety of practice as it applies to individuals in different contexts and in different countries. Also possibilities of working with children. It's an eye-opener for me. I've seen several innovations, several techniques just by listening to other people speak, and I've been inspired to do more, in Nigeria. Ultimately, I have been motivated to better position myself within the Asitej community, home and abroad, as well as my TYA practice. So I am forever grateful for that opportunity. I feel that the Next Geners that I have met, especially Yuhi, Lynn, Susanna, and Achin, I feel going forward we'll have the best of friendship and we'll be able to collaborate more. To end my reflection, I would love to sing a song. I love to sing, so I'll just love to sing. It goes, Asitej is a winner. 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 You can be a winner if you believe you have what it takes. You can change the world. All you need is in you. So raise up yourselves and be ready to be true. So raise up yourselves and be ready to be true. I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe, yes, I believe. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Oh, thank you so much, Rebecca, for gracing us throughout the time with your beautiful song and gifting it to people in this room as well. Thank you so much. We're going to move across to Lynn now to share however they would like their reflection.
Okay, hi everyone. It's good afternoon from Vietnam. And what was it? Welcome you from whenever, wherever you are. Okay, yes, thank you, Jane, for putting together that wonderful, recap of our time together. And thank you, Rebecca, for the song. I wish I am that talented or have vocals to respond. But I think for my reflection time, I think I would like to use it to hold the space for us to do something together. And, you know, as to share something that I do as well. So if possible, if are people up to it? Can I see hands? If you are up to it, yes. Okay, great. So if possible, you can, if everyone can just find a piece of paper. It can be a piece of, you know, normal paper, tissue paper, towel paper, scarves, fabric, anything, yeah. Fiber made stuffs. That would be great. Okay, awesome. Everyone has paper around them. Okay, yes, and fabric works as well. Okay, so if you don't live nearby a construction site and it's relatively quiet where you are, I think you can unmute yourself because I like to hear people breathing. But if not, it's totally fine as well. Okay, so all we're going to do is that we're just going to hold this piece of paper. So you're going to find a way to hold this paper. It can be with one finger, 2 fingers, with all of your fingers. Any way you want to connect, to touch this piece of paper is fine. And we're just going to hold it. We're just going to focus on this piece of paper now. And my voice where you can, but we're just going to focus on what you're holding right now. And there are 2 ways to do this. The first way is that you can breathe with it. So synchronize your breathing with this piece of paper. And let the piece of paper reflect your breathing. So in and out. In and out. Breathe with your paper. And then the second way is that you find a movement. The simplest movement that you can do with your paper, something that you can repeat continuously. And that can be a way that the paper or fabric breathe as well with you. And we maintain this breathing. Okay, that's how it breathes, right? Then what if how do you think it will sneeze? Try a sneeze. It's not contagious. Maybe it is. I don't know. Try a little sneeze. Okay, great. How about cough? Okay, great. And then what if it's happy? How does it move if it's happy? Breathing, but happily. And what if it's angry? Okay, and then what if it's just floating? Floating. And sleepy. Okay, we're going to put it to sleep temporarily. Okay, and say thank you to everyone who has participated. Thank you so much. Yes, my name is Ling, and I am a theater maker and puppetry artist from Vietnam. And this is something that the exercise that you just did with me is something that I do quite often in my rehearsal rooms with the communities that I work with to get people to breathe with the objects around them, with the world, and find a language that, you know, every materials in this world has. And it's not very different from a lot of the next gen people are doing, I think, from what I've heard in our sharing. So it's really nice. This again, I'm just repeating myself. It's been really nice to just set aside a couple of hours every day to sit with people who are doing or trying to do the same thing or similar things. Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much, Lynn. That was so wonderful. And yes, Nina, the quality of objects. I'm going to move across to Mui to have their moment.
Okay. Hi, good evening from South Korea. I'm actually, I'm not good at English, so I'm always stumbling in all the sessions. So today I write. So I will see that and talk to you. My name is Myung-hee Go from Korea. I'm a freelance actress, writing plays, making theater, and also sign language interpreter. In recent years, I've tried to kinds of working in PYA. For example, theater for baby, miniature theater for one person, and immersive and site-specific theater, community art about some issues, and theater for blind and deaf children. I think I'm now on journey to find out who I am and what do I want to do more as an artist. So in this year, on January, I participated in NG Korea, and now I'm here and international. So happy to meet in this journey. At the first, I'm a little bit worried about how can we feel to be connected when we do playing performances and doing programs online. But when it opens, nobody never give up to be connected, including me, and try to find various ways. It was so touching and also inspired in my work. Actually, in these 10 days, I participated all the programs for NG in this Congress. Wow. Even 2 a.m. Yeah. And some presentations and discussions and see many performances. In this time, all of you here are my colleagues worldwide, and at the same time, my teacher. So I really want to appreciate all of you. English is not my mother tongue, so sometimes I couldn't understand all the dialogues. Sometimes I hesitated to say more opinions, because I don't want to interrupt the context. But nevertheless, many things come and go in me, and I learned many things from each of you. So I take my notes, full of my notes. I wrote down the most memorable words or concepts in my notes, because like this, I can catch all of the dialogues, but the concept, the words, and among them, I wrote the most memorable one in crayon. Can I share some photos? I have right to share it. Okay, I will try. Yes. Can you see my photo? Oh, yeah. This is my home, and also my house was always in this state, in this Congress. It was my for festival, and it was my theater. Yeah, always 24 hours in 10 days. Yeah, like this one. And then there's the second one is the paper that I said, the memorable concept and the word that I catch in this Congress and in Next Generation program. I will read it. Not equally, but fairly. What is the meaning of the theater? If intention is there, the rest will follow. Forget feeling comfortable when you work with diversity. Dance in the rain. I'm everybody. Transform into share the power of imaginary, practical, inclusive. This kind of things that the words and concepts that I catch. I have to find my paper. So this session is last session of NG, and this Congress will be closed, but I think it is not the end for me. Many questions in me. I will enjoy to find out the answers and share them with artists in Korea and other colleagues in the world. So it's new starts. As you know, in this difficult era, sometimes I feel helpless. Sometimes I may not be able to give an umbrella to all the children to avoid the rain. But as an artist, I want to get rained on together with a child in the rain. Specifically, I want to find what I can do for children with disabilities in Korea, children in remote areas who have no chance to encounter play, and children in Myanmar now in sorrow. Yeah, that's all I prepare. And thanks for especially my NG friend and Nori, James, and Jane. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I know I've been really touched by seeing your face at all hours of the morning. And to other, yesterday when we had our mentoring session, James and I were really taken aback that at various times at 12 o'clock at night for Muni and Nori was 2 o'clock in the morning, and there they were, and not just there, but present and engaged, and just very, very touching. So thank you so much for sharing those images with us and also your reflections. I will move across to Achin now, who will share in whichever way they would like.
Hello, everyone. My name is Achin. I'm living in Hong Kong. As I'm not good at speaking in English, so I would like to use my movement to share my my feelings in this program. Yes. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, I just went on a journey with you. Thank you so much for that wonderful offering and your reflection in that way. I'm going to now take it across to Susanna in New York, also joining us at a crazy hour, if I'm correct.
Hi, everyone. Good morning from New York, almost 5 a.m. here. I'm Susanna. I'm from Sweden, and I moved to New York 12 years ago. So I live and work here. I make theater for children, mostly children, very young children, 0 to 5. And I'm also an applied theater practitioner, and I teach theater and puppetry to children. And I haven't been able to attend a lot of the sessions, but I'm so inspired by the little things that I have seen and heard from everyone in these videos and the poems in our WhatsApp chat. And I was able to go to the mentorship meeting. So I'm really inspired to keep in contact with these amazing artists and to see and hear more about their work in the future. And I'm so grateful and excited to be connected to this Next Generation Network, just seeing just hearing about it going on for so many years and seeing videos from different years. It seems like a really special community. And this is my first World Congress for Asitesh also. So it's just been so inspiring to go to different sessions and hearing about people's work. So thank you so much. Looking forward to more things in the future. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Susanna. So what we're going to do now, looking at our time and just being very respectful that, again, as James talked about Zoom fatigue, we're just going to open up for the final 10 minutes, the floor, to anyone who'd like to ask questions, share their own reflections. I see that other people here in the room have been Next Gen people themselves. So just opening up the space for people to share. If you want to bring an offering as well, a dance, a gift, you're also very welcome to do that. and please raise your hand. We'll do the raise hand feature that you have to, or you can type in the chat and we'll read it out.
Hi everyone, this is Nina from the UK. Yeah, I don't have a gift or a dance, I don't think, that right in this moment, but I appreciate the invitation, and I really enjoyed seeing all your gifts, and what a great thing to do. Start a session with some collective dancing. That was a really lovely way to start my morning here. I just wanted to say thank you for sharing. I can appreciate how challenging, and we've obviously spoken a bit about this, how difficult it is working in the way that you've had to adapt for this program across time zones, and with the very real fatigue from screens and all the rest of it. So well done. Can I just say well done for being here, and for the contributions you've made, and for investing in whatever way you've been able to do into the opportunity. And an observation, I think, from me is how much I love hearing people's voices. There's always a sense from the non-English speakers, or people who have English as a second language or third language or other language, that you have to apologize, or because obviously it's more challenging to communicate perhaps, but it's really lovely to hear the way people speak with whatever English, and of course the visual ways that you've been communicating is fantastic, and that's it's great when we explore those visual ways of kind of expressing ourselves. But yeah, just wanted to say that it's really lovely to hear your voices, and to kind of to share the space with you for this moment in time. I suppose a question I have is there one thing, is there one takeaway you have from this time you've had together? Is there one thing for you personally that you take with you, that you want to keep with you, or grow, or anything like that?
I'm sorry, Nina, you got cut off a minute there from me. So can you just repeat the question?
Sure, Lynn. So I was just wondering if there was one thing that you're going to take away from the experience, whatever it's meant for you. Is there one particular thing that you will take away? Just curious if anyone has any responses.
So far we have Holly. Thank you, Holly, in the chat, who's written international awareness. I've been personally very surprised how one can feel disconnected over screens without meeting people before time. And I'm going to take away that with me.
Yeah, I'm going to take away possibilities, that you can do anything you put your mind to, and that it's just by starting, just putting yourself out there and starting to do something. This experience has taught me that there are great possibilities out there, and I'm taking that away.
I think my takeaway might sound weird, but I'm quite new to theater for young people, or not really, but I haven't always identified myself as someone who makes theater for young people. And I think part of the reason is I feel like I don't fit, because I have this stereotype judgment in my mind that you need to have a certain personality to make theater for young people. You have to be bubbly, you have to be positive, and and I'm not, most of the time I'm not that. So I feel a bit hesitant, but being here, not just in the Next Generation program, but being a part of the Congress, seeing different types of theater productions, seeing a lot of different people. I feel a bit more confident about, I can do this. I can make theater for young people while being a little bit dark and twisted. But yeah.
I'll go next. So for me, I think as a facilitator or coordinator, patience for trust, because the first day you see more than 10 people and you are so excited. Okay, we can work with these people. Next day you see 3 or 4 people and I was shocked. After that, but you see Myung-hee, Lin, and Rebecca, and some others, maybe 2 times, 3 times, you started to trust them. And then now you can feel, okay, I mean, even as an alumni, okay, I may be able to work with them in the future. In that sense, what I've got is a patience for trust. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I need time to think in English. So, one thing always is very difficult. The one thing, but yeah, I think friends on the same road. I think it's proper expression. Yeah, we are separated and we are another country, but we have same love for children and same sorrow about children and same agony of our work. So if we are together, we can dance in the rain and theater will not disappear. Theater will not disappear in the earth instead of this COVID. Yeah, I saw the hope and possibility.
Hi, I would say language, and that language can mean so many different things. There's so many different types of languages and ways of communicating, and that theater is a language, and that even though we're from so different places and different backgrounds, that we have a common language through theater and can connect in these instant ways, although from some different places. Thanks.
And I would say I would take the energy, yeah, because the energy make me feel I can move on to my work. I see many things and it's impressed me so much, so I will take the energy back.
Jane and James.
I think for me, it's been amazing to trust that it'll work out. I think that when everything became online and we came from something that wasn't online, and kind of I panic a little bit to think, oh God, is this gonna resonate? Or are people going to connect to this? Is the language and the time and the being in your own room, how is that connection going to happen? And Jane has been really amazing at really like holding that space and trusting it. And I've learned to trust it too from her. So yeah, taking that with me moving forward, that ability to connect in a digital world in this sort of capacity has been something that I'll hopefully remember as I move forward. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and speaking back to the point of just being connected, like I genuinely feel like I've got friends in you guys, and I'm got you on WhatsApp, so I can message you at any time, right? But just like this idea of creating together, I'm very excited what's going to come from the group as well. So, yeah. Any other sharings or reflections? Nina, thank you so much for asking that question. It's a really lovely way to get people's insights through that. Yes, Vince, and then Nari.
Well, mine's not really a question. It's just seeing the next generation kind of sharings are always one of the highlights for me for the Asitej festivals, and they're always different. And you know, it's different times, different contexts. But what it's about the individuals, and it's about you lot and what you bring to. So you always make it unique and different and exciting. So I just want to say thanks for sharing what you've done and all of you participating, because it's always really beautiful, nice, and yeah, invigorating.
Oh, thank you so much, Vincent. Thank you for being with us in the space today as well. Nari.
I'm aware that, I really respect Asitej Korea now, because Asitej Korea always attended the open energy sessions. And even now you can see when Myeonhee was introduced herself, Asitej Korea put Go Myeonhee, very inspiring in the chat box. This is something I've never seen in the next generation. You know, National Center really support her in this way. In that sense, I think this really, this really encouraged Myeonhee. How do you feel about this, Myeonhee? Is that pressure? Can you tell something about this?
Oh yeah, that's the question is that I didn't think about. Yeah, but yeah, as you said, yeah, I always see there is Asitej Korea. So yeah, I feel two kinds of feeling, because you first, as you said, yeah, very encouraged, yeah. And also a kind of sense of responsibility of about representing the sharing about the Korean Highway theater. So sometimes I want to speak more well, but I think Asitej Korea has interested in the next generation, and also as we said yesterday, the what's next, Asitej Korea will continue to make a NG and gather young artists together. So it is very good for me and for Korean artists. So thanks for Asitej Korea. Yeah.
What I say is Asitej Korea really look after you. That's something important when you are a young artist. You need the support from National Center, I guess. Thank you.
Yeah, it was really exciting seeing in the session, Next Gen Network session yesterday, the product that came out of that. And then just seeing some of the faces in the room, like I know Tak is here, and I was like, oh, they were in the Next Gen Korea as well. And just really exciting projects happening, and in very many different formats. So that's what's lovely. This program doesn't just exist within the Congress, it continues to keep going. And Nina, thank you for putting the Next Gen group. For those of you who can access Facebook, it is, she's put it in the link, and you can join up, and now you are a lifetime Next Gen member. Yeah, if I can say that, Nina.
Yeah, it's it's an information sharing page for people that have been involved or want to look out for future like programs. So as you know, there's a program every year through Asitej. So this is obviously connected to this Congress. Next year, the gatherings in Sweden, there'll be another program. and 2 of you, if the model carries on in the way that it has, let's see with the new EC, but there'll be two people invited to go and facilitate that program. And so the network idea is kind of about these alumni that carry on supporting new programs. But yeah, I hope that many of you are able to continue to be involved in whatever way is useful to yourselves. Thank you.
Thanks, Nina. And thank you everyone for being in the space to share. And that is our time. So just a huge, huge thank you again. And we'll see you around in the Congress. Ciao, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you everybody for coming.
Bye.
Ciao.
Hej då.